Hey everybody, welcome back to 3-Day Weekend. I did something to the Pro. Shock therapy springs all the way around. Oh boy, they're nice. Now I did this last winter and I made a video. I'm gonna show it to you here in a minute, but I didn't want to release it yet because I wanted to put some time on it. It's been almost a year since I put these on and I wanted to see how much sag I was gonna get. In the hopes that somebody putting on shock therapy, maybe you could preload them just a little bit more so you don't have to do the whole adjustment further down the road. So let me take you back to this winter when the furnace is running at full blast and I'm putting these on. And then I'll check back with you to talk about how much they sagged over time. What we got, buddy? Shock therapy, huh? He lost interest already. Shock therapy box. Got new springs for it. Entered all my information on the computer. And they sent me whatever's in the box. First up, gonna get it up on the lift, start taking some parts off, and pull these shocks off. They have a great video on their website on how to install them. Really shows everything. They have a very special spring compressor that I do not have, so I'm gonna have to improvise. I'm not exactly sure how yet, but we'll figure it out. But let me get her up on the lift and get started. Before I lift it, I want to take measurements, see what my ground clearance is. This is completely factory. I've never touched it, despite adding all of my accessories and stuff in the trunk and all that stuff too. So that's its stance in the rear right now. See, it's definitely down. I recall when I got it, those bars were pretty much even across the back. Right there. And they're not anymore. So I've sagged a little bit. And the tender springs have sagged a little bit, but I still have space in them, which is better than what I can say for a couple of friends of mine. They are completely compressed. And the front is harder to tell, but it's still sitting a little proud up there. Oh, and that's my winch out of the way. I'm at the rear of the machine, checking where shock therapy recommends to check the ride height. I'm at 12 inches. 12. That is 2 inches shy of where I need to be. I'm at the front now, checking in what could be the most difficult place to check ride height. I am not even at 12 inches. Like 12, no, 11 3/4 maybe in the front. So I am way too low on this machine. So I'm going to install this following the instructions on Shock Therapy's website, their YouTube channel, and we'll see what I end up with. I got all 4 of them off, and they are disgusting. I've got chunks of mud in the threads, and I gotta turn these and stuff, so I am just going to wash them and then let them dry overnight so that tomorrow they will be nice and clean and all those will slip right off, no problem. The preloads in these shocks were set by the dealership when I got it. So I'm just kind of curious what they are set to. So I'm going to go to the bottom of the collar up, and we're at 8 1/4 to that one. 8 1/4 on that one. 3 1/4. 3 1/8. So those are my factory preload settings. I had to make a spring compressor. I got some bolt cutters mounted to my lift. I put the shock in there. And it pushes down when I let the whole thing down. Pushes down the spring. Got the bottom so it fits in the groove. Can't go anywhere. Pretty awesome. I wouldn't normally do this on a car one or something. But you're only compressing it down just a couple of inches. So it's not a crazy amount of pressure where it can shoot off and you can die. But haters are still gonna hate, but it got the job done, at least there. Check back later, we'll do a finger count. Make sure they're all still accounted for. That spring is off. Got the new ones, open them up. There they are. They're all labeled. Front lower, front upper. So that's all cool. So I'm working on getting those on those. Making progress. Got all the shock springs in. This one's mounted. This one's not mounted yet. I gotta put that one in. And then I just realized on this one, I forgot the O-ring. This sits up in here. So, big part of me thought, maybe I'll just skip it. See, there's the O-ring. And I'll never notice, or skip it and see if it makes a difference. But then another part of me said, just take the thing back off, compress down, pull it out, put your O-ring back in there, call it a day. So I guess I'll do that. Darn it, I thought I was done compressing springs. are all installed. Everything's tightened down. Ride heights are exactly correct from what Shock Therapy says to put them at. And I put that little rubber O-ring on the one that I forgot. And I have all of my fingers. You want to see both hands. Not too bad. I am just shy of 1,500 miles. If you can see that. I think you can see it right there. So I'm going to run this thing for 300 or 400 miles and see how much it settles. It is noticeably higher already, so that's a good thing, but we'll see how it settles. I don't know, it should just set it a little proud, you know, that much, so that as it settles it ends up being the right height, so you don't have to do it again. Or do you just set it right and then run it and see where you sit? So I will see you again in 300 miles. It's going to take me a little while to get that done, but for you, it'll just be a snap of the finger. So let's talk about sag about 10 months later. You'll see that those arms are sitting level. I've got the perfect amount of height on the front and the rear, and the rear sagged about 3/4 of an inch, and the front about 1/2 an inch. So it really wasn't too bad. I was able to put a little bit more preload, and that's all it took to get it back up. You can see it's, I don't know if you can see that, it's sitting pretty good right there. So I'm liking the ride. I have one complaint. It's just for the rears. The front's perfectly fine. And that is the inevitable spring rub. You can see right here, she's rubbing pretty good on that. You can see it kind of in those threads right there. The problem is this is too loose, and it's letting them go off to the side. So I have a fix for this, which will be in an upcoming video. So if you haven't subscribed, consider doing that right now. I'm going to try to get to this next, unless I get to the cam first. Either way, it's coming out really soon. Maybe by the time you're watching this, it's already out. So that's going to be it for Shock Therapy Part 1. Part 2 is coming, where I'm going to work on those crossover tubes and see if I can eliminate the rubbing, because I don't want it to rub over time. It's eventually going to blow out my shock if it gets bad enough. Seen a couple guys on the Facebook group. They have already worn right through, so don't want that. So check that out in just a minute. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate all of the viewers, every subscriber, everything you do. It really helps me out, helps me keep going on this machine right here, so it's much appreciated. All right, that's going to do it for me today, and I will see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.